Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. Today we're going to have a presentation for our group project, Employee Performance Appraisal. Firstly, let me introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Zulfikri Izzuddin bin Zulkefli, matric number 263038. Our group has selected a salesperson position in Maxis to find out how employee performance appraisal perform, as well as designing a new performance appraisal form that fit with the position. Next slide, please. For the introduction, despite we will discuss about the definition of employee performance and how employee performance can give impact to the organization. Maxis was established in 1995, which is a well-known brand in Malaysia. Is involved in the communication service industry such as telecommunication, provide the prepaid and postpaid network facility, and now lead in providing the fastest 4G LTE network in the country. For the definition, the definition of employee performance is the level of achievement achieved by the employee in fulfill their job duties and execute their required tasks. It can be measured in terms of effectiveness, quality, quantity, and efficiency of their output. It is also referred to how employees behave in the workplace and how well they perform their duties that their boss can obligate to them. Employee performance is able to determine whether the organization will succeed or not, which means employee performance can give a direct impact to the organization. Employee performance can have an impact through their ability to achieve the goals set by the organization. For example, the goal that must be achieved by the employee can be seen from various aspects. For example, task, deadline, purpose, objectives, or aim set by the organization. Employee performance also can have impact in determining the profit earned by the organization, especially for the business-based organization. Next slide, please. According to Gokhan Ogun, CEO of the Maxis company, Maxis plan to target the achievement of 10 billion ringgit of service revenue by 2023. This target requires the committed employee and direct effort from employee to produce it. Employee performance also can determine the strategy plan and implemented by the organization effective or not in improving employee performance. Employee performance is an investment for the company to be able to provide high return when the organization has incurred the significant cost for the employee, such as Maxis build in on mobile application as drive high performance digitally and new cloud-based learning management system LMS to manage the training and employee development. Next slide. Sorry, previous slide. Employee performance also will affect the smoothness of the management in the organization. For example, if low performance employee working in the sales department preparing report with the poor quality or delay sending report to the finance department, it will cause a breakdown the entire department or the organization. I think that's all for the introduction. Thank you.
My name is Nurul Aida, binti Baderul. My matric number is 261321. I will explain about definition of remote work and others. Okay, due to the pandemic COVID-19, many people in the world were urged to stay at their home to help to curb the virus. As a result, this situation make people to work at home, or we can call it as remote work. Remote work can be defined as a style of work done from a centralized employer or office, often from home or a third place. This remote work usually using tools such as mobile device or computer, Wi-Fi connection, and online software tools or programs specific to the nature of the job. Nowadays, remote work famous called as work from home, which is WFH. Communication and cooperation will be carried out via email, video conference, live chat, and telephone. Next, in relating to Maxis, they have many employees which is involved in salesperson. Maxis are forces to Maxis are forces to turn their working style into remote work, which is it make their all employee to work at home. In relating to salesperson in Maxis company, actually it will not be a problem for them because usually their tasks are aimed at interacting with the client and they will just using internet or just direct calling. Employees also will be able to work in an independent location, so that means this remote work will enable their employees to carry out their tasks anywhere on their own device. Then this pandemic will be a new norm, millions of people around the world. Therefore, it is comfortable for employees because at least there is already infrastructure that they will use, such as Wi-Fi, charging point, and workspace. Next. For the next part, there must be a reason why company will allow their employee to work at home. Firstly, it will improve the quality of life of their employee. It is because the main responsibility of employer is to take care of the well-being of their employees. Next is flexible work. This reason could reduce rate of absence their employees. It also helps to promote mental health and stress to employee. So if employee has stress, so employee if employee stress, it could reduce their productivity. Next, the last one is productivity and or performance could productivity or performance of employee could be improved. Many researchers has said that employees tend to make more effort when they do job using remote work compared to in-office work. Next, next is company. Next is benefit for employer. In fact, organization realized that this remote work could give benefit for them even it is difficult for them to turn their work style into remote work. Firstly, an organization will sure their cost will save their cost, especially in operating expense. It is because their office isn't always used and the electricity, water, and other equipment is less used. Next is company will have a larger pool of potential talent. If they not applying this remote work, they difficult to get a potential talent because usually they are sit away from the workplace. Because of this remote work, okay, so a company may recruit employee who may have low performance level. Because of this remote work has no limitation geographical, so employer could access global talent. Next is benefit for employee. Okay, benefit for employee will get a freedom and flexibility. If they work in specific time, they will have their own break time. They will have their break time. So in that break time, they can do anything such as taking a nap for a while or helping their mom in the kitchen. This remote work, this situation cannot be applied if they work in the office. The last one is employee will learn more and be independent. It is because this remote work can enhance their skills to be more proactive. They can ask their colleague they can ask their colleague if they have a question about their work, but it costs a lot of time. So instead of asking their friend or their boss, they can use Google. Okay, so this situation will able to employee to have a chance to develop and improve their skills. Next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Next, we are moving to evaluating employees' performance. My name is Siti Aishah binti Rahman, batch number 261385. And this part is about the challenge in assessing employees who work remotely. Okay, the first one, the challenge is managers are having trust issues toward remote worker. This is because managers are unable to see their workers' progression. Also, based on Harvard Business Review survey in 2009, about 40% of 250 supervisors expressed low confidence in their ability to manage remote workers. They are feeling doubtful for remote workers and they are not unsure whether they are able to perform at the same level they did before. Although there are electronic devices such as emails, conference calls, but trust issues still arise among the managers. Second one is remote workers struggling with lack of work-life balance. Employers has failed in balancing between work and the personal life. The assumption of remote working is where remote workers will be able to balance between work and their balance in their personal life is totally wrong because they have failed in the balance between both of it. And also, remote workers express that they tend to work longer than before, and the action to always check emails and message before sleep has been their force of habit. They also say that they even need to work on holidays or even they fall sick. And then the third challenge is remote workers is dealing with workplace isolation. Workplace isolation is where workers don't know where or whom to turn when any question arises, feeling being disconnected from others, and they are having no one to turn when they need to seek advice or any ideas. And the manager also not ensure whether the employees are in a good condition despite being in remote working. And also they said that most remote workers admit that they miss the environment of working in the office, having able to talk with the colleague or having a coffee break for a while. And then we move to the next slide. Okay, this is what the organization currently practice, which is Maxis dan Berhad. Okay, as we can see, the first one is Business Continuity Plan, or known as BCP. BCP is a document about how a business will continue operating during an unplanned disruption in service. BCP involved in defining any risk that can affect the company operation. In this case, it is about COVID-19. And Maxis ensure that the employees are well equipped with the right collaboration. And they are also have provide work from home survey. This is to ensure that employees' voice and feedbacks are will be heard. And also is to ensure that the remote workers are able to adapt with remote working settings. And then the second one is Unified Communication as a Service, or known as UCAS. This is known as talent acquisition. It is where Maxis has by Adoni M. Sinar Berhad. This company that the Maxis has by is will enable more efficient communication and increase productivity of business in the new work city. And this company also, which is Adoni M. Sinar Berhad, is a Malaysian-based unified communication and a voice cloud solution company. This company is well known for their certified IT professional. So this company will provide better virtual meetings for Maxis, and they are offering special features such as shared calendar and integrated reporting and analytic features. This is where the managers will be able to track the employees' progression, and they can conduct a meeting where everyone is available. And then the third is collaborative with Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is offering where employees can meet, collaborate, and connect with customers and coworkers from any device. They can have meetings and records and files can be easily shared with everyone. In fact, our nation has hosted almost about 1,600 virtual meetings in 2009. Therefore, this feature definitely shows the company practice is doing the best in remote working. Next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Now I will proceed to the method of evaluations. Based on our readings, we already suggested three methods, which is behavior-based measures, management by objectives, and 360-degree feedback. So for the first one is behavior-based measures, which measures the actual behavior of employees and then compare with the desired behavior that's set by the organization. It includes the assessment of competencies, which is comparison between knowledge, skills, and abilities among the employees. Usually, behavior-based measures are rated by using behaviorally and core rating skills, which also known as BARS. BARS is a system that measures and rates the employees and subordinates according to their specific behavior patterns by using a numerical scale. It is created and designed to benefit both qualitative and quantitative information in order to smoothen the evaluation process. At the same time, BARS provide clear and accurate data in the appraisal method. Hence, it is suitable for evaluation employees' performance. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Prema Subramaniam, metric number 2725222. So I will continue with the other methods of evaluation, which is management by objective MBO and 360-degree feedback. So these two. So the first one, management by objectives, okay, now for me, management by objectives involves a process where managers and employees agree the objectives which they have identified and planned together in order to improve their performance in the organization. So that's why we suggested the management by objective method can be an applicable one for the organization in order to keep their progress up. So the next one, this particular method is used to efficiently balance overall organizational objectives with employee goals while validating the goals as well. So that is the second point why we are validating why we are encouraging you in order to use this method. So the next one, using the SMART method to see whether the defined target is clear, measurable, achievable, practicable and time sensitive. So by integrating MBO in the process of performance management organization will strengthen the engagement of workers, amplify the changes of achieving goals, and enable employees to think futuristically. So there are few important elements that a successful MBO program can run in order to take care of a good process. So the employer or manager may propose their goals in writing, which shall be finalized after review. So that is the most important one. So as well as the manager will have around 5 to 10 or 5 to 12 goals expressed in specific measurable terms. So the next one is each goals needs to include a clear description and a clear plan in order to make the process smooth. So determine how progress will be measured and how frequently or minimum quarterly also is a consideration how to implement a MBO program in a well-planned way. So the next one is list down corrective actions that will be taken if progress is not in accordance with plans. Ensure the goals at each level are related to the organizational objectives, and level above or below is one of the point that encouraging the MBO program to be implemented well for a better progress. So the next one is 360-degree feedback. So now when coming to this method, this is a system or process in which the individuals who work with them receive private and anonymous feedback from other employees. So the next one, the reason we choose this method is because this feedback form contain questions that are assessed on a rating scale and request written responses from raters as well. So from there we know which is the positive part, which is the negative part, so we can learn more via this type of method. So the next one, 360-degree feedback survey surveys are used by managers and leaders within companies to get a better understanding of their strengths and weakness. So this is important in order to evaluate their employees, whether they are fit enough for the organization or not. So the next one is the feedback system of 360-degree automatically tabulates the results and presents them in a format that helps create a development plan for the feedback receiver. So the next one, in order to maintain this particular method, maintaining integrity is very essential as well, and to give the employee a clear view of its greatest overall strengths and limitations. Individual responses are often paired with responses from other individuals in the same raters group as well, like PEER group, peer group, we called it as a peer group, and then the direct report. So the next one, 360 feedback for non-managers is also useful to help people be more effective in their current roles, and also to help them understand what areas they should focus on if they want to move into a management role. So last but not least, besides 360-degree, feedback is also as a performance appraiser tool to measure a employee performance. And then a standard practice, although not always a good one, is to use a 360-degree feedback system for performance assessment. So that's all from me. I'll pass to another person.
For the conclusion, the good employee performance is very important to determine the success and the development of the organization. This because employees are the executor to the planning planned by the organization. Changing the work environment from working at the office to working remotely can give benefit to employers and employees. However, it also affects the performance of employees because there are a change and difficulty they face. The challenge need to be addressed to evaluate the performance of employees who working remotely. Therefore, performance appraisal must be done with the appropriate method so that it can produce a correct appraisal result and suitable for working remotely. Maxis has used a good appraisal method in evaluating employee performance. However, it can be further improved based on the new method proposed to evaluate employee performance. Effective performance appraisal can determine the gap between the performance expectation and the actual performance of the employee. Therefore, it can be used to improve the performance of the employee. So I think that's all from our group. Thank you.